Hello and welcome to my video about my OCs and visual novel game that I want to make. So I did show a video of him being like drawn and painted before, but I never really explained much about him. That video was more like about what I want to do with this channel and what I'm trying to do in general. So yeah, I want to make a visual novel game. I don't know how far along I'm gonna get with that, but I do, and well, I have a bunch of characters already. I am working on backgrounds, and I'm looking at videos about Renpai, but we'll see. Anyway, this is box jelly. Um, yeah, as you can see, I based him off of box jelly. They're poisonous, and so that's a part of his personality. Not that he's like toxic, though maybe he is toxic. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's a prince and he is the smallest of the males. And because my game is a dating sort of fantasy exploring ish visual novel, like it's about the romance, but it's also about I don't know, exploring my what do they call that, lore and realm, and I'm gonna try to make it as interesting as possible without like info dumping a story and then romance included. So anyway, he's one of the characters. He's a prince, or actually no, he's not a prince, he's a king now. He didn't have such a easy start in life, so he is very standoffish, and he doesn't trust very easily, which I guess I can relate to. But I guess he's, well, yeah, that's all he is for now. He has like flaws and stuff, like fears. He doesn't really want to be a king. He's kind of forced into it just because his relative had passed and now it's his turn. And yeah, from his early childhood, he wasn't really in the kingdom. Moving on to another character I made. This one is more like of a researcher. He likes to just be on top of everything that's happening underwater and I guess the underwater lands, because there are multiple lands underwater, and you know, there are mountains and stuff under there, and things change all the time that we don't see on land. But I guess since they can shapeshift into their animal forms, which is pretty cool, but I don't think I'll draw that. But yeah, that's a thing. They can turn into the animals. You wouldn't know that they're like demi-human, I guess, but yeah, I guess he is a gray whale, and I honestly chose that because of his hair. Though I love whales, I don't know specifically what type of whale, other than this, maybe he would be. Anyway, from his face, he never gets enough sleep because he's always figuring something out, or, you know, due to humans' interventions and things are always changing in the underwater surfaces. So he's always on top of that. And their kingdom needs him to just make sure like humans don't find out, and they also have this thing with sirens. Anyway, I don't want to go into the story plot too much, but yeah, they have to keep an eye on their area, terrain, and all of that. So more about him, I guess he's a single dad. I wanted to make her like, I don't know, maybe either pass during childbirth, or she got attacked while they were like doing their dives, because I feel like she would have the same interest as him, so they would work together and just watch their territories and things like that. But anyway, his son is super cute. I have no names yet, so maybe the baby will be called Gray, but I thought it was funny and cute because, well, they're gray whales, so I don't know. But anyway, he's holding a little plankton. Oh, and this is just me, I guess, speed painting more of his father's like figure or whatnot. But yeah, he's holding a little plankton because I think they would eat those. And I thought of plankton from SpongeBob, but I don't know, cuter, less maniacal. Anyway, he's super young. I'd say he's probably like 6, maybe 7 or 8. I don't know. But he's like little. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's just a single dad. Grumpy to us dad like. Oh, and I realized the picture I put for the father is very like he's not happy to be a dad. Don't worry, he is happy to be a dad. He loves his kid. I do end up changing the picture because you make multiple expressions when you're making a game. I think that's what I'm kind of working on here, trying to figure out what kind of mouth, what kind of eyes, and what level of expressive the person is. That is something to think about when you're thinking of the character traits. So yeah, he's more of the serious type. I don't know if he cares a lot about a lot of other things. He has his passion and his kid, and I guess you'd have to dig to get to know this person a little more, just because he's already so busy. So you'd have to go into his life. It's not like it would be easy. Anyway, I think somewhere around here I ended up changing the picture because I realized he looks like a miserable father. But the reason he's miserable is because his kid is sad, right? And usually parents aren't in the best mood if their kid is sad, or depending on what their kid is sad about. So yeah, and in the drawing, I'm just working on clothes. I don't know. I wanted him to be more covered. So the ones that are a little less covered, it's because they go out more often in the sea and they like need to transform quickly sometimes. Not saying all the time, but if they're ever under attack or something, most of their stuff happens in the water. I think if it reaches land, you're kind of like in big trouble. So most of their battles, in my opinion or head, it's happening in the water. And so yeah, easy to get off clothes. Also, because I'm thinking of like Atlantis kind of esque, um, Disney style, and like the myths. Um, their whole thing is underwater, but they have land. If that makes sense. The way it's protected is completely different, though, and like what's going on is different. Um, and that's a part of the adventure that I'm thinking of, and the different characters you can meet, and what you will learn from each character differs. I don't want them to all go back to the same like. Well, it will merge eventually in the storyline, but I don't want it to go back to the main like, oh yeah, and then after this point it's the same thing you learn with each character. I want you to learn something different, either about them, or just you don't learn as much as you could if you were pursuing another character, right? Or if you chose to do things differently. So the complexity of this game, I don't know, maybe I'm making it too hard, especially since it's the first one I ever want to make. It might take too long. So I might settle for something smaller for now and just continue to work on the characters, drawing, and then maybe make a smaller game. Because I do have another game in mind. Super cute. Also dating. I'm a huge lover person. I love romance. Romantic comedies, manga, always been my favorite things. Yeah, and I don't know. I want to create and share and have a community and support. I don't know. Just trying. Anyway, I'm not the best at talking. I guess I can ramble more, or I can just let the music play. It's not that much longer. Anyway, thank you for sticking around and listening to me what my thoughts are rambling, or my sorry, there's a plane going by. Helicopter. I don't know if you can hear that. Maybe you can. Sorry. Anyway, I'm trying to work on the clothes, the background, the line art, and I don't know, it's just taking a minute. I have no clue what I'm working on right now. I think it's just stuff in this frame. Oh no, it's the books. Yeah, I'm really bad at drawing books and paper. This is kind of like not the first time I've drawn a book, and maybe it's the first time I've drawn paper. Or well, I say like scrolls and old literature stuff, right? Because that's how they used to film them. I don't know, but that's what I want it to look like. This world is like not stuck in the past, because they have things I guess we wouldn't have, but they're not as advanced, because I guess they don't have as much resources, to be fair, or land to develop those things. So they work with what they got, and I think it's like a perfect balance. I like a world where it's not too techy, it's not too in the past. I think there is some element of like more fantasy and magic, but not as much. I like slice of life fantasy stuff, I guess. Yeah, that's what these games usually are for me. So yeah, in my head, that's what's happening. Anyway, um, so this is the son and dad. I don't know how old he is. I don't know his father's name. And honestly, I just came up with the baby's name recently. Which I don't know if I'm gonna give him that name or the father that name. But I think Gray suits the little baby. So cute. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for names, I would much appreciate them because Box Jelly and Gray Whale cannot continue to be called that. I will maybe eventually find names, but if I like a name better that I see, maybe a comment or something, I will happily use it. If you want to explain why you chose the name, that's fun too. I don't mind reading. So yeah, thank you again for joining me. And for the rest of this video, I think I'm just gonna have music playing. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. At the end, you'll get to see all 3 of them just in a line. And please, I guess, if you want or if you're interested, like and subscribe and tell me well, if you like them, what kind of name options you have, what you think. Because honestly, I suck at names. I wanted to name like cat, sushi, and all types of things. So, or my dog like Inu, which just means dog. So I don't know. I'm the worst at names. Yeah, anyway, making this long. Anyway, this video is almost over. I will play music, maybe super low, because again, I speak too low and then you can't hear me. Well, bye. Thanks for watching.